What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream. The market's dumping a little bit today, but we're going to be assessing everything that's going on. We're going to be taking a look at the charts, seeing what the best buys are, seeing whether we're going to go much lower, just kind of like a short term blip, and then we continue our rally to the upside. We're going to discuss all of that today. So please make sure to hit a like on the stream if you're just tuning in. It's going to be a good one. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So, Bitcoin right now seeing a little bit of a dump, and we're still above support. I've told you guys before that I see strong macro support with the trend line on Bitcoin, which stems all the way back. The linear trend line. Okay, this is not a logarithmic trend line, but the linear trend line on Bitcoin stems all the way back from 2017. And this has been clear resistance for so long. All the major highs, both local tops and cycle tops, have been at this level, right? Major levels of resistance. And we are now flipping that into support, which is a very bullish sign. You can see, obviously, how long the trend line's been in play. And you can see we've also hit the trend line actually as support. So we did a resistance support flip. Now we didn't quite get the rally after that we would have hoped for. So now we're coming back down to potentially retest it again, which I think would be for the third or the fourth time actually. So you can see we retested it here, retested it here, retested it here. If we do it again, it's going to be the fourth time. So hopefully that holds, okay? But when we look at the altcoins, a lot of them are at key resistance. They need to have some sort of a catalyst to give them structural breakouts. And one perfect example I'm going to give two examples actually. One of them is Sui. So Sui right now is sat just below the May highs, which to me signifies a bit of weakness. Okay, I've got to be honest with you. It signifies a little bit of weakness with Sui. We could see that it is just below those May highs. I actually drew this line out weeks ago. I drew this line out because I knew it would be significant resistance. I actually went back on one of my older live streams or videos. I think it was my last video I made on Sui. Let's see. Yeah, my last video I made on Sui, there you can see, right? I drew out that resistance on the video. Now, this is going back a few weeks ago, and I literally said on that video, this will be resistance. I guarantee you this will be a potential resistance level where, we might not get straight past. And you can see right now, that is the exact level of resistance that Sui is finding. Look, that's the video, me showing the resistance, and that's what happened. It had a double top rejection. Now we're bleeding out a little bit. So obviously, Sui looks like it's probably going to have a bit of a correction. RSIs are high as well. So it looks like we might have a little bit of a short-term pullback before we then have continuation to the upside and that major parabolic leg. Now, obviously, things can change very quickly in crypto. So I wouldn't say it's impossible that Sui just goes and explodes now. It's obviously possible that it does that. But when we look at some of the indicators, things are suggesting that we are getting some resistance, right? And another example is Say. Say has this, again, linear trend line, which stems all the way back from March 2024. You can see rejection, rejection, rejection. So a lot of these altcoins, they just need one little push. They just need one thing to push us forward, and we're in alt season for them. I mean, they will literally explode. They will have major structural macro breakouts, but they're just waiting on something right now. And that's the reality. And you can see Ondo's down a bit today, retesting $1. Honestly, I think this is healthy. We've just had a big move up in the market. I think it's healthy for Ethereum to come back to 3.5K, for altcoins to come down a little bit, and then that gives us more momentum to push past again. And look, I told you guys on the last live stream, I'm very level-headed about this. I'm not always a moon boy saying things are gonna go up. On the last live stream, I said that Ethereum had the highest daily RSI in like 5 years. I was taking a look and I could see the last time Ethereum had an RSI that high was all the way back in January 2021. Now, obviously, having a high RSI is not a good thing. It signifies that we are getting overheated. But in January 2021, it was still a great time to buy Ethereum. We still went a hell of a lot higher in the coming months. So it's just a short-term cool off. That's what I'm expecting is a short-term cool off followed by major continuation to the upside in about a week or so. Um, so yeah, things are looking pretty good. There's going to be some nice buys in the markets. Personally, I'm already very happy with my conviction plays. I'm not in a big rush to go and stack more Sui or stack more Tau or Say or any of these. I mean, I'm very, very happy with them. But what I would be looking to get into is some potential trades. And I would also be looking to get into some potential meme coin plays, some short term, get in, get out type of plays. And I made a lot of money doing that this bull run already. So that's kind of my strategy going forward. There will be some new buy alerts getting dropped in the VIP probably this week. I've got a couple coins on my radar, a couple low caps actually, a gaming low cap on my radar, and a low cap meme coin. I've got two on my radar, and if they hit the level that I'm targeting, I'll be dropping a buy alert over in the VIP, right? It will literally just get dropped in the buy alert channel, and you'll be able to see what happens. The last buy alert I put in literally did a 2x in a couple of days, and the one before that literally did like an 80% pump in a couple of days. So I'm on an absolute roll. And I don't just buy willy-nilly at random times. I wasn't buying on this pump. I didn't buy any coins that were really high. I buy when things are cheap. So things are starting to get cheap again. I'm gonna probably start doing some buys. So that's the best time to be in the Discord is when things are cheap because that's when the buy alerts come in. That's when you want some fresh capital to deploy into the markets. So yeah. So in terms of crypto news and economic news, we had a trade deal come out, or the tariffs with tariffs with Japan. So yeah, it was a trade deal and an agreement to reduce tariffs. Now, a lot of people might think Japan, it's not China, it's not the EU, but Japan are a very big trading partner to the US. So this is pretty big. Trump announces Japan trade deal amid speculation over future of PM. Okay, so trade deal with Japan, that's certainly bullish. We've still got big things happening in terms of crypto. A lot of institutional interest coming towards crypto with tokenization and stablecoins being the dominant narratives. I still remain very bullish, to be quite honest with you. I still remain very bullish. I think was it BNB? Did that hit a new all-time high yesterday? I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, BNB. Wow, BNB hit a brand new all-time high above $800. That's insanely bullish for BNB. And this just shows, right? You can make big money holding high market cap coins like BNB. If you just kept buying BNB in the bear market and then you sold it now, you'd be up a ton. Not even you wouldn't even have to sell it now. But if you were just buying BNB in the bear market, you would make you'd be up loads. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance. We'll take a look at that. Good point. Yeah, I warn people about Bitcoin dominance potentially having an uptick. And once again, I was right on my Bitcoin dominance call. I still am targeting 48 or 47 to 52%. I'm still targeting that region. However, I said there's a good chance we'll find some support at the golden pocket on Bitcoin dominance. Like this is major support on Bitcoin dominance. So I'm not surprised that it's up today. Not only can you see that it's a golden pocket on the macro fibs, which by the way, the fibs on Bitcoin dominance, they work tremendously well. That's how I came about my prediction that dominance was going to have a big drawdown. I saw the fib got hit. I said we were going to have a sizable drawdown on dominance. Now, look how many times we've hit this level. Like this has been a level of support quite a few times on dominance. Once we break below this golden pocket, whenever it is, I mean, the RSIs signal that we're going to have a bit of a bounce on dominance. Where we bounce to, I don't exactly know. Maybe we just bounce up to like 64%, 63%, something like that. And then we have the drawdown. But when we do, that's going to be crazy for the altcoins because this is like the last thing stopping us now is this golden pocket. Once we get below that, it really is game on and you're going to see amazing returns. Always great insight. Smash the likes. Thank you. Appreciate it, Bob. Yeah, please do smash the likes. Helps out a ton with the channel. What is going on with Ondo? Just a normal correction after a big pump. What do you mean? Man, people freak out so much about these like corrections. People expect things to only go up. You realize we were buying Ondo down here. You know, we were up 80% from our buy alert just a few weeks ago. 80%. You don't expect a drawdown at some point. We're up huge on Ondo. RSI was getting pretty high on the daily. It's normal to see corrections, guys. And it's actually finding some good support around the dollar, which is solid. If it can hold a dollar, that is extremely positive on the side of Ondo. Stock market up, trade deal with EU almost confirmed, but Bitcoin down, massive trap in my opinion. What do you think, Archie? Yeah, I think we're heading up. I just think we're going to have a short-term cool off and then we're going to head up. That's what I think. Like the macro is certainly getting pretty good when it comes to trade. Deal with Japan, deal with the EU looming. Let's have a look at the news. Yeah, the stock market, I noticed as well, the meme stocks were starting to come back a little bit. Which meme stock was it? Was it Krispy Kreme, right? Krispy Kreme? The meme stock was exploding this week. So we're seeing a bit of a retail comeback in the stock market. So when you see retail come back in the stock market, that's kind of a signal that they're going to come back in crypto as well. It's also a signal you're getting closer to the end of the cycle than the beginning. But that, as people know, that last 10% of the cycle is where all the money's made. So yes, maybe there's only a little bit left of this bull run, maybe only a few months left. But that last period, those last few months are where all the money's made. Like that's the most parabolic period of the whole cycle. So it is interesting to see some of those meme stocks come back. Because obviously meme stocks, meme coins, it's the same people. They're gonna flood into crypto at some point as well. But yeah. Everything's down today, actually. In crypto terms. Stock market, I don't think's down, but crypto, Red across the board. Some profit taking going on. I mean, there's only, is that 2 coins, 3 coins in the whole top 100 that are actually in green today. Let's take a look at Casper because I mentioned on the last live stream how there's a potential trade opportunity on Casper. Let's take a look and see whether or not this is going to come into fruition. So I told you guys that there's this downward sloping resistance line on Casper that's been in play for a while now. And, you know, every single time almost that we hit this, we get a rejection. And we're seeing a rejection right now on Casper. We got a very high daily RSI as well. So it seems like things are just having a bit of a rejection. And then maybe later on in the week towards, the weekend, we start pumping again. Maybe that's what happens. Obviously, it's all speculation, but you can see for sure this trend line is legit because we've had another rejection here by the looks of it. Another potential rejection. However, if we were to pump towards the end of the week and get a close above this, the end of the week, I would consider a bit of a trade on Casper, a bit of a swing trade with a macro target of 30 cents. If we do break out from this, that will be the next move, will be 30 cents. Because Casper's basically just been consolidating or kind of dipping, however you want to say it, right? If you want to say it more positively, you could say it's been consolidating. If you want to say it more negatively, you could say it's just been dumping. But Casper's been in this dumping, consolidating kind of formation for a while now. Not major dumps, but nothing special at all, right? It's just been dipping to the downside in a slow move. But if we were to break above this, it kind of signifies we're done with all of that now. We're moving to the upside. It's time to go and buy Casper. So definitely this is something to have on your radar. This stems all the way back from August 2024 when Casper put in its all-time high. Since that date, we haven't seen anything significant from Casper in terms of price action. Sahara 2x, 3x, Unspark, Trash Coin 2x, and many coins recently called, and we took profits. Yeah, congrats to the VIPs, man, taking big profits on some of those group calls that people are giving. And by the way, I'm going to be on the voice chat later in the VIP, so make sure to attend that. Guys, if you're not on the VIP, I highly recommend just getting on for a month. Like I said, there's no obligation to stay, but very few people actually cancel. It's extremely rare that people cancel. It's once in a blue moon someone cancels, but you can if you want, right? If you can't afford it, if you don't want to be in the group, you can always cancel. But quite often people make their money back within a day or two of being in the group. So it's an absolute no-brainer. It's investing in yourself, it's investing in your education, and you're getting a mentor with me where you can see all my buy and sell alerts. So definitely join up because after this stream, I'm going to be going over into the VIP group and I'm going to be having a good conversation with all the members on a voice chat. And it's my favorite thing to do. I love talking to the members about the markets. I love having debates with you guys as well. People trying to argue against some of my opinions and stuff. I love it. So strongly recommend you guys get in there for that voice chat later on today. Casper holding strong. It is holding strong, but below the trend line. So it needs to get above it. Otherwise, it's still a rejection. Even if it is holding strong, it's still a rejection. But I agree. Casper is looking good compared to the rest of the market. BNB is looking good as well. So not sure if you guys hold any BNB memes. Cheems is one, right? I'm surprised this one's not pumping. Let me know. Do you guys hold any memes on BNB? Because the BNB chain's been killing it lately. Let me know if you hold any memes on BNB. My chair's too far away. But yeah, man, this is a red day across the board. But it makes sense. We've just had a big move up, so it's almost certain that we were going to have a rejection at some point. What's the most undervalued layer one? I would say it's Say by a mile. Nothing comes close to Say in terms of being undervalued in crypto. I mean, you could say Casper as well. Now, what's interesting with Say, that's another one where it's below resistance. Like, these coins just need one thing, one little push up, one little catalyst, and they're going to explode to all-time highs. Like, seriously, the only thing stopping Say right now is this resistance. Once it gets above that, we're probably going to $1. And obviously, I dropped a buy alert in the VIP for Say at the exact second of the bottom, like the day of the bottom, guys. 15 cents. I dropped the buy alert for the VIPs on Say. Absolute genius, incredible, calculated buy alert. You know, I really do mean it when I say we get the floor, we buy the bottoms, and everyone else pumps our bags. All the other YouTubers, all the other groups, they all buy and pump our bags. We get in early. And Say is going to be a perfect example. I'm starting to see YouTubers now talk about Say that weren't talking about it a few weeks and months ago because it's up in price. We just sit back, relax, and let them do their thing, right? But yeah, I would say the most undervalued L1 right now would be Say. Yeah, the mentor tier call was great, man. I love the mentor tier calls because they're way more professional and planned and organized than the regular voice chats. The regular voice chats are just more kind of chill, right? But the mentor ones are super serious and focused. Um, yeah, the last mentor call, by the way, was recorded. So even if you join the mentor tier now, you will still gain access to the call because it was pre-recorded. And we discussed exit strategy. I gave a full-on revised version of my exit strategy, looked at loads of different indicators, looked at all the different levels, and I gave a thorough, detailed plan when it comes to exit strategy. So definitely recommend getting on that mentor tier if you can afford it. It's not for everyone, but if you can afford it. Let's see if there's any news. See if anything's going on. Crypto news. We have a great little thing in the Discord called Crypto News, and it basically posts any bits of economic or crypto news. So here it says, wow, EU and US close to finalizing a 15% tariff deal. When was this posted? Yeah, half an hour ago. So I'm wondering whether this is going to be a big force for markets to give us that next leg. Two to 5x of Sui, that's it. Why bother unless you've got 5 figures? Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, if you haven't got 5 figures, then you should probably be focusing more on getting your cash flow up, to be honest. Like, I'm not trying to sound patronizing, but if you haven't got 5 figures to invest, you should probably focus on starting a business, working overtime, just making more money because you know it's not a great deal to ask to have 5 figures. Like unless you're like 14, right? Like if you're young, then it's different. I understand, but if you haven't got 5 figures, your focus should be on increasing your cash flow more than investing. I'm not trying to sound patronizing. I'm just being real. Like, you haven't got 5 figures to invest in cryptocurrency, you probably need to figure out a way to get 5 figures without investing, right? Like, actually by making money. Yeah, H-bar's been doing pretty well since my buy alert, since my call on it. Another great call by me. Let's see when I bought H-bar. It's like, I don't buy that many coins, to be honest. But when I do buy coins, they tend to do tremendously well. So I put a buy alert out on H-bar at 16 cents. The thing literally went up straight away from the buy alert. While everyone's flooding Tectum, I bought around 40 cents, 50, 45 cents. Bro, Tectum is terrible. Why would you buy that? It's literally one of the worst coins I could even think of investing in. It's pumping, bro, because it's a freaking 14 million market cap. It doesn't take much to pump a coin that's that small. So I'd probably take some profits if I was you. This is one of the worst plays in the market, bro. It's terrible. It's been around since 2023. The listings are awful. I don't even think they're in mainnet yet, are they? Is it still a layer 2 or is it not even a layer 1 yet? Like, did they even bring out a layer 1? Because they claim that they're a layer 1, but they were still a layer 2 last time I checked, just on Ethereum. So the mainnet's not even out. Soft note idea is just a bit soft, in my opinion. Just a bit daft. A blazing fast L1. I swear it's not even a layer 1. I swear it's a layer 2 on Ethereum that hasn't even transitioned into mainnet. And I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. I told people to sell their Tectum when it was up at $40. You're celebrating over a dead cat bounce. It was at $40 back in January 2024. 40. And now it's at $1. There's not much to celebrate about. It went from $40 down to $1. That's not something to celebrate. It's a dead cat rally. It's just a few suckers buying it. I'd probably get out. Could it go to $5? Maybe. But this thing is done. It's not a good coin. I was telling people to sell their Tectum back when it was at $40 and to buy Sui. And if they listened to me, they would have made a freaking ton of money. But so many people didn't listen to me. They thought, oh, the tech's really good. It's really fast. The soft note, blah, blah, blah. What a load of crap. When do I think money will flow into bigger caps like Doge? Soon, to be honest. Doge is getting an ETF. And we're starting to see retail come back a little bit into markets, right? Meme stocks are starting to do well again. So I think Doge will start pumping soon. I think it will do a 3x for sure. I don't think it'll do a 10x, but I think it'll do a 3x. The Dogecoin ETF has a 75% chance of approval this year. So it's basically guaranteed that Dogecoin gets an ETF this year. So there's going to be definitely like a front running effect into that. So the ETFs, what have we got? We got Solana coming. We've got XRP. Let's just see them all. So we've got Litecoin, 85% chance of the ETF being approved this year. XRP, 85% of the ETF being approved this year. Pepe, Pepe ETF, 10% chance of approval this year. Yeah, I don't think Pepe will get an ETF. It's too controversial with people. But Dogecoin for sure might get it. Most likely will. So yeah, I think Doge will do well. Thanks for the donation, Bill. Thoughts on Open Door stock and the meme coin? Looks like a scam to me. Apparently the next GameStop. Open Door stock and the meme coin. Wait, are you asking me to look at the meme? Is there a meme on Deck Screener? Or you're asking me to look at the stock? Open Door Technologies. I don't know. That looks like a scam, but there was a meme coin. I remember it called Blockbuster. Blockbuster Video, is it? Blockbuster Video. I remember this meme. I mean, look at that. It's just bled out loads. But yeah, there's a lot of like stock related memes, but they just don't tend to do well. Like there was a GameStop meme. I remember it pumped loads, and then it just absolutely shit the bed. It just came down completely. Look at the GameStop meme, the crypto version. You're an expert for sure, but please don't always brag about which calls are flying now. So many times in the video. Love your videos since last 7 to 8 months, by the way. Yeah, man. I mean, I appreciate you calling me an expert, but it's not really. I don't think it's bragging. I'm just saying how well some of the calls have done. I'm not like overdoing it. I'm just saying how well we've been operating in this market. Like it is a fact. We are outperforming the market by a crazy multiplier. Like when everyone else's portfolios go up 5%, our portfolios go up 30%. Like that's the degree to which we're outperforming the market. Yeah, Rectum was down 90% when everything pumped. Tectum, I heard they renamed the project Rectum. It's ass. Yeah, bro, it's not a good play. But yeah, the reason I talk about the coins is because so many people are winning. You know, I'm proud of the fact that we're constantly winning. Like the people who follow me are making a ton of money. It's not like I'm bragging. I don't actually brag about myself. I could brag about the watches I have, the cars I have, the lifestyle I live. I could brag about that, but I don't. You know, I live a very good lifestyle. I could be bragging about the way I live, but I don't. I could be telling people how much money I have. I don't. I keep things very close to myself, close to my chest. I'm a very humble guy. And I'm 21 years of old, remember. Most people in my situation with the money that I have, they would be bragging all the time about what they have. Because I'm living the dream of every single person my age. So I think you should probably take back what you said because I don't brag. I talk about the calls I've given and the calls that people in the VIP are making because we're winning. Because I'm making other people money. It brings joy to me the fact that I'm making other people money. But I'm not bragging about my personal lifestyle. I could do that if I wanted, but I choose not to. I'm bragging about the fact that people are winning in my group, not about my personal achievements. But yeah, the VC tonight will be great. Looking forward to the voice chat. Render. Let's take a look at render. Yeah, it's not had the best chart render. I actually flipped a bit of my render into Ondo a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad I did that. How do I feel about Turbo? It's decent. But I prefer Fartcoin. I prefer NPC. There's a bunch of memes I prefer over Turbo, but it's a decent one. It's a decent one. I mean, it's not bad or anything. We'll be hunting memes on BNB in the voice chat. Nice. I don't hear you talk about AI much. That's because I'm so bullish on Tau. Like, I don't need to hold any other AI coins other than Tau. I mean, I have virtuals as well, which I got a great entry on. But the AI coins I hold are Tau and virtuals. I literally have the two best AI coins at great entries. I was buying Tau all the way down at $190, $198, something like that. So I was buying Tau sub 200 and I was buying virtuals. Literally, my average on virtuals is 54 cents. That's my average down there where that arrow is pointing to. So, the reason why I don't talk about any other AI coins is because there's no other ones anywhere close to the two that I currently have in terms of quality. I hold the two best AI coins, Tau and Virtuals, and I got great entries on both of them. So did the group. So that's the reason I don't talk about other AI coins. But there are some decent ones. Like let's take a look at IOs, see the chart. I know. I think Cryptex is a big fan of this one. Like this one should probably do well. From what I've seen with it, it looks decent, but I just don't need to buy any other AI coins because I've got the two best ones. It's as simple as that. And when you got good entries on good coins, it's a very good feeling. Say will be gone and forgotten about next cycle, probably. Like most coins. That's why you sell them in the bull run and you don't hold on to them long term. How much high does Bitcoin dominance go for a correction? Dominance right now is pumping from the golden pocket fib, and I called this. I said that there's a good chance it will find support at the golden pocket and see a bounce. The question is, how much of a bounce do we actually get? It could just be a bounce up to 63%, and then we start capitulating again. Or, we could just drop back down. We could just continue dropping. It could just be a fake rally. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I think it was likely that dominance would get a short-term bounce at some point because it just dropped like a fly. But eventually, I expect a continuation to the downside on dominance. What do I think about Pengu? It's decent, but again, the valuation's pretty high. I wouldn't buy it. I can't quite agree. Making 10K from 1K is easier in crypto than anywhere else. I think it's better to invest and work simultaneously. Yeah, but you've got to work smarter, right? Like that's the thing. I agree. You can make a 10x in crypto relatively easily, but people exaggerate how easy it is. Um, but if you haven't got 10K to invest, you should be working on your cash flow. That should be the main focus, is trying to get your cash flow up, trying to start a new business, trying to get a pay rise, trying to work overtime, whatever it is. If you haven't got 10K to invest, your priority should be to get 10K to invest. And it's not always easy for people to 10x their money in crypto. It might sound easy, but it's not always that easy, and it's not sustainable. People should focus on getting their cash flow up more than what they should investing. If you've got less than 10K, right? If you've got a million, if you've got 100K, then fine. You can focus a bit on your investments. But people always ask, like, what would you do if you had $1,000 to invest? I'd say that I would try and get more money to invest. That's what I would do. I'd try and make more money to invest, because $1,000 isn't going to cut it. I'd try and start a company. I'd try and, do some side hustle, try and get a pay rise, try and work overtime, whatever it is. I would try and do something, because $1,000 is not going to make you much in any realm of investment. Archie, how's life? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I agree. I have 38K in my savings and I'm 29. Crypto is a huge opportunity for someone like me. I'm willing to take the risk and invest in crypto to make money, life-changing money. Yeah, 38K though, that's decent. Like, by 5 figures, I thought they were meaning just like 10K. But if you mean like 50K, 38K, it's different, right? Um, but by when they said 5 figures, I thought they meant like literally 10K, like 5 figures on the dot. But even 50K, if you invest 50K in Sui, right? Let's just say you had 50K and you invested that into Sui. And Sui did a 5x. That's 250K. That's life-changing to a lot of people. So I don't understand this notion of like, oh, I haven't got enough money to invest in Sui. If you put 50K into Sui and you get a 5x, that's $250,000. That's still a good investment, right? But by 5 figures, I thought the person meant literally 10K. I thought they meant $10,000. Love your videos, mate. Realistic targets for once. Archie, you're stating facts while others only talk. That's true. Facts is not bragging. Exactly. I'm not bragging. I'm literally stating facts that the coins I'm buying are pumping and the people who are following me are making money. It's not bragging. If I wanted to brag, I could, but I'm not. That's not what I do on this channel. He's just mad that he bought a bad price. Exactly, bro. So many people, right? They they buy coins way higher than I do. Like, I'll put out the buy alert for Ondo at 60 cents, 50 cents, 70 cents. I'll put out the buy alerts, and then someone will come in and their average buy is $1. And somehow it's my fault if it drops down to 90 cents from $1. But I'm still up a ton of money, and all the people who followed the buy alerts are still up a ton of money. But someone came in and bought later than me and complain. You're spot on, bro. Exactly. Yeah, I bought a couple Tau subnets a while back. I'm sorry again. You help us a lot with the insights you have. I haven't found anyone better in crypto than you. Love you, Archie. Yeah, no problem, bro. No problem. It's all good. Don't worry about it, man. Crypto Galaxy, acknowledge your perspectives on Casper's recent price moves. What did he say? What do you mean he acknowledged my perspective? Smash up the likes, yes. Your thoughts on ETH BTC rejection point? I don't see any clear rejection point. Where are we rejecting from? There's nothing that I mean, where's the rejection point? Like, I don't see us actually really rejecting. I guess you could say here. I mean, there's no clear resistance on this. It's just a straight downward trend. You're the best YouTuber out there for sure. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, like when I'm saying if you've only got 10K, you should make more money. I understand, right? Some people are in difficult situations. Some people are in difficult circumstances. They got loads of kids. They're already working a lot. I get it. I'm talking more about someone who's like young, in my position, someone who can actually grind. You should be putting as much focus in upping your cash flow as possible to get to like 50 to 100K. That should be most people's goal, is to try and get to 50 to 100K. And then when you've got that amount, that's a great amount to invest, right? Obviously, you should still be investing. Even if you've only got 10K, you should still be investing. But what I'm saying is, if you've only got 10K, your goal should be your main focus should be to try and up your cash flow to get more money to invest in the first place. Archie, watching today's dump, if Bitcoin by any chance retest 105, these alts will go home, probably new lows. That is true. But I don't think we necessarily retest 105 and then bounce. That's the issue. I don't see us going to 105 again, personally. Probably we find support on this trend line, and then we get one final bounce of the bull run. That's probably what will happen. come back down to the trend line. We go up to 130, and the altcoins have an alt season. Casper price prediction 2025. I think between 30 and 70 cents it'll hit. People think it's easy to make money in crypto, but you have to learn the game. Some get luck and end up losing it all and more. Many will see the gains and never sell. That's true. Crypto is not as easy as people make it out. It's not easy at all. Like, it's easy once you've been in the game for many years and you immerse yourself in it, but you can't just join crypto and easily 10x your money. That's not how it works. You have to first of all know how to do your research to pick the right plays. You need to know how to read the charts so you know when to buy and sell. You need to understand macroeconomic information. You need to understand politics and how that affects markets. You need to understand the stock market. You need to understand so many different things to come into crypto and be good at it. It's not as easy as simply, oh, you just buy a few coins and you 10x your money. How many people have actually done that? Like, and realized it is the thing. Most people who come into crypto lose money. I think it's like 80% of people who come into crypto actually lose money. So how does that make it easy to 10x your money? Like, the fact is 80% of people who come into crypto lose money. So how is it easy to 10x if 80% lose money? If 80% lose money, what percentage actually 2x? Probably like 5% 2x. Because 15% maybe just make a slight profit or break even. Maybe only 5% actually 2x their money. So for you to 10x your money, you're probably in the 1%. Maybe even less than that. So actually 1% your money in crypto. Only really smart people can 10x their money in crypto. People who know what they're doing. People who know how to research coins, know how to get the best buys, the best sells. You've got to be very good at what you do to do that. And I am, right? But most people are not able to get a 10x on their own. It's just not possible. Yeah, I think Moomoo is a decent buy. What blue chips will I target in the bear market? It depends how they survive the bear market, to be honest. If they survive the bear market well and they keep building, then I think Sui, Casper, a lot of the same ones, to be honest. I would like to buy Solana in the next bear market as well. I think Solana will be here long term. Man, I think Hyperliquid's probably going to dump a lot in the bear market. Probably just the same coins I have, to be honest. I'd just like to buy those cheaper. But obviously, a lot can change in a crypto winter. What could seem like a great coin could quickly go very obsolete and die out. I was one of those people that thought that crypto was easy. Yeah, it makes you, at least you're getting wrecked if you think it was easy. You need to humble yourself. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate you all tuning into the stream today. Not a great deal's going on right now, but I think there's going to be some good opportunities to come very soon. I'm going to be dropping some buy alerts in the coming days if I see any coins hit my levels. I've got a couple coins on my radar, a couple low caps. If they hit the levels I'm targeting, I'm going to be dropping some buy alerts. So stay tuned. You know where those buy alerts will be posted. They'll be posted in the VIP group in real time. The second I buy, it's going to go out for you guys and you'll be able to stack some up yourself if you're interested in them. And after the live stream, I'm going to go and join the VIP voice chat. So head on over to the Discord, get yourself in the voice chat if you want to have a conversation with me about the markets. If you want to, talk about your portfolio a little bit, talk about where the market's heading, then get on that voice chat and we'll have a discussion. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a great rest of your day and make sure you check out that VIP linked down below. And remember as well, guys, just before I end the stream, you can book a free call, a free one-to-one call with my closest representative, my right-hand man, the guy who helps me a ton in my Discord. You can book a one-to-one call with him to discuss your portfolio for free, zero charge, linked in the description. Subscribe if you're new, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Goodbye.